What's up, kids? Chris here. Hey, guys. Hope y'all are well. It's Friday. I don't know what day of the month it is, but it's Friday. And happy Friday, everybody. Hope you're doing well. I'm out running errands. I am like so close to being done with my holiday shopping right now. It's scary. I think we have 5 kids. Jill and I have 5 kids. I got Jill done and 3 of the 5 kids done. I'm super focused on getting this done before the Thanksgiving holiday because I'm just scared of things going away, right? It's kind of crazy right now. Things are going away really fast, so I'm trying to get ahead of the rush. Anyway, all that to say, question came up, and this one has come up frequently with people selling. So you sell, you prospect, right? Hey guys, it's great to see everybody. What's up, Kyle? You sell, you prospect. It's fantastic. You close deals. You get 2 or 3 new clients, 10 clients. What's up? What? Oh, well, good to see you. Great to see you this morning. So you want to make sure that as you start selling and prospecting and doing it again and again and again, all of a sudden you're like, oh crap, now I've got all these clients. What in the world am I going to do? Because the workflow can be crushing, right? Cindy, great to see you. So here's how to solve that dilemma. And you're welcome to ask questions because there's obviously lots of places this can go. But ultimately, the simple format, and then we'll dive a little deeper. Hey, it's so great to see you. Speaking my language with this topic today, right? So I know, great job on your new sale too, by the way. Lucretia and I had a great call the other day and fist bump there. I know you just locked in some more clients, so way to go. So here's the thing. It's so important. Can't overemphasize how important. Hey, Yvonne, awesome to see you. Glad you're here. It's so important to make sure. Hey, Cindy, I was just thinking that as sending out argument, just thinking that as sending agreement out. Thank you. You bet. You're doing a great job, Lucretia. Cindy, awesome to see you. So here's the thing. It's important to prospect. It's important to always be in that prospecting and lead gen and selling mode, right? We have to do that. That is the lifeblood. It is like, pretend you're on a bike in your agency or your coaching service, whatever. You're pedaling. You got to keep pedaling. And that's hyper important, okay? Never stop that. That's the prospecting and selling part. And then the steering comes from like strategically how you're guiding either your prospecting and selling or how you're guiding the actual workflow process, the stuff you got to get done. You got to take this bike somewhere, right? But the thing is, when we are first starting, or if you're in the middle stages of your agency, or if you're advanced, ultimately you can get more clients than you can actually handle if your prospecting and sales is dialed in. And then what do you do with those new clients, right? All of a sudden you're overwhelmed and it's going to take you off track and you're going to stop prospecting, stop selling, and start getting work done. And that's cool because you're making money, but it means that 3 months from now, 6 months from now, 1 month from now, whatever, you're going to have a dry spell. We want to get off that roller coaster, right? Cindy, I'm sending out a new agreement to a new client, and I'm totally on the same page as what you're saying. Super awesome, Cindy. Congrats on the new client. So here's the thing to do. As you're selling and prospecting, raise your rates. I'm gonna really oversimplify this, and then we can dive in and ask your question. That's me right now, Lucretia. I know, right? Raise your rates 20% immediately. If you can raise them 50% or double them, if you got the guts to double them, go for it. I promise the rate increase that you want to charge is more about your ability to communicate the value that you bring. If those clients do exactly what you say to do, follow your steps, and go with you through the process, what kind of value will they experience, right? Sell based on that value. So your pricing should be based on that value, not based on what you think is expensive or not, okay? So number one, raise your prices, all right? Right now, raise your prices and keep raising your prices. I like to say 20%. If you can go faster than that, feel free, but at least 20% every 3 to 5 sales until you start getting 50% of the people you talk to saying no because of price, okay? Raise your prices 20 to 50% every 3 to 5 sales until 50% of the people you sell to say no because of price. Now, pause right there for a second. I'll tell you what to do with the extra money in a minute, but pause right there for a second. 50% of the people saying no because of price. To know that, you need to have some kind of a sales format or sales script, okay? A lot of us don't like hardcore scripts that are really focused and make us use a sentence or a phrase that we don't like. I get that. I'm the same way. But you need to have a sales process that you can follow so you can see where people fall out of the sales cycle, so you can know, is it that they're objecting for money, or is it some other issue? If it's some other issue, fix that. If it's money, you're going to figure out where your pricing can be and how high you can go. All right, so that's number one. With that increased budget, with that new cash flow coming in, buy up quickly from a staff standpoint. Find a VA, find an OBM, an online business manager, a virtual assistant, virtual staff member. Find someone who can help you get key administrative tasks off of your plate so you can focus on prospecting and selling and doing the key client communication that you need to do. Letting someone else start taking the basic administrative workload pieces off of you. If a lot of what you do is super specialized, then keep doing that. It's okay for now. We'll get you there. But for now, keep doing that. But right now, just start moving those basic administrative pieces off of your plate onto someone else. So raise the prices 20 to 50% for the next 3 to 5 sales. Every time you get 3 to 5 sales, raise another 20 to 50% until 50% of the people are saying no. That way you can start finding that high-end price point and then use the extra resources to buy help. That is the only way you will get past the cycle of prospecting and selling. Because if you're doing that, you're obviously good at prospecting and selling. Yay, you're obviously good at what you do because they want to buy from you, but you got to be able to put that together, which means you've got to be able to multiply yourself. You can hand off the prospecting and sales, or you can hand off the workflow. But for most of us early on, it's easier to hand off the workflow because we're not dialed in 100% on our prospecting and selling yet. We're figuring that out. They're buying you right now. And so handing off that basic admin workflow is important. Okay, Jesse, awesome to see you. Laura, just doubled mine and no one blinked. Ugh, that means I was undercharging. Laura, I've been there, right? You double your prices, you get your guts up. They're like, okay, I'm gonna ask for more this time. And they're like, okay. And you're like, oh my gosh, the past 6 months I've been wasting my time, right? Jesse, great to see you again. Noel, that's good. Glad you like that, Noel. So here's the thing then. Let's talk about which things to outsource first. So I just mentioned basic administrative tasks. When you think through that, think through the things that you do on a day in, day out basis that take a lot of your time and lean in on those to train. So basic day in, day out tasks that take a lot of your time that are the easiest things to explain to someone else. Things like your inbox, calendaring, handling basic messaging back and forth. A lot of that stuff is pretty easy to replicate. And it's pretty easy to train someone else on how to kind of clean 80%, 90% of that out for you so you can come back and handle the few things you need to. That right there is going to pick up several hours a day for you. And you can use some of those hours for a little bit of chill time to get your life back, and some of those hours for a little more prospecting and sales to increase that flow so you can bump that price up a little bit more and hire another key person and keep adding, either by increasing the level of staff person you're buying into or by adding more staff people to your system. Then you're going to get into like leadership issues and structure issues and motivation and company culture and all kind of things like that. But don't overthink that right now. Just find somebody. And if you find somebody who you think, oh my gosh, this is a great VA, and then 2 weeks later, you're like, oh my gosh, this is a horrible VA. It's okay. It's okay. It's just like any other relationship in your life. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. You just got to know, hey, this is not working out. Let's move on and find someone else you can work with. That's the big thing. CN, awesome to see you. Happy Friday. So that is what I would do from a prospecting. Any questions on that? I got 1 or 2 more points, but if you got questions, load them up here. Noel, the leadership portion is what I love. I know, Noel, I love that portion too. As leaders of our company, and Noel and I were talking about this yesterday, as leaders of our company, it is so important for us, right, Noel, to be the leaders who are doing the key leadership and structural pieces that motivate and mentor the people that work with us, our clients and our staff, and constantly looking for opportunities. Looking for opportunities from a client standpoint, prospecting, and looking for opportunities from a new staff standpoint. So we're looking for opportunities constantly. Who can we bring in our team? What new clients can we bring in? And then mentoring both the staff and growth so they can help support our team, ourselves, and our clients, and mentoring, honestly, our clients so they can be better clients, so they can fit in the systems and the structure and the workflow that we know is right for them. So anyway, I love the leadership portion of that. And once you get past this initial stage of, oh crap, got 3 new clients and now I'm overwhelmed, and you kind of get 1 or 2 key people in there, all of a sudden you can shift gears and start that mentoring process, and you can be the person who's looking and building opportunity and mentoring, and that is so fulfilling. Cindy, let's see here. I'm focused on getting my team to do more and more of the client work, awesome, and setting client expectations. That way, that they will be working with my team. Yes, so important, Cindy. That's a really good point, because most people early on in our agencies, at least, they buy us, right? They buy our time, they buy our expertise, and it seems like it's a little confusing when we hand that relationship off to key staff members. But I found, Cindy, and you're probably finding this as well, that the clients want the result, right? They want what you've got, and they want what your team delivers, but they're ultimately just wanting the result. And if you can pitch that and help them see that your team is actually going to help them. When I was first starting that process, I remember pitching that to our clients as, hey, I'm bringing in this new person who's better than me at this thing that's helping you. And I want this expert to come in and really be able to dial in to your business. So I'm introducing you guys. We're going to have a couple of calls together. I want to make sure they really see where you're going, because their expertise is so important in this process that you're going through. Something like that, helping them really transfer the trust to the new person, and then letting me lean in like once a month. I meet with all of our clients typically once a month for 30 minutes or so on a Zoom call with the key team member who's in charge of their account. The key team member meets with them throughout the week, or tons of messaging, all that kind of stuff goes back and forth, but I like to kind of keep it at that level. I do want to know what's going on. I just don't want to be day in, day out involved, right? Lucretia, yeah, goal is to hire out by February 1. Awesome. You got this. Lucretia, you can do this. You can totally do this. Like, this is a fantastic time. New clients coming in all the time for a lot of us. People really wanting to know how to take advantage of 2021. So much has changed. We all have the skill sets here to help people with that. Great time to bring in new clients, try increasing your prices, go through that motion, get those people in there. Good job, Lucretia. Cindy, yes, true. They buy my expertise in our vertical broadcast media. Yeah, Cindy, so unless you're like broadcast media, unless you're like the voiceover where they're buying literally your voice, you can hand off every other skill set, and they will lean in on your other experts. And even if your other experts, if you're even worried, I'm not sure they're expert enough to really hand off a client to, if they've got a client relationship mindset, if they're good with relationships and they're problem solvers and driven staff members, you can coach them on everything else they need to know. So if they've got an issue that comes up with a client, they can just simply say, hey, that's a great question. Let me work with our team and I'll get back to you. And then they can, lean in on your expertise, and you can coach them so they can go back to the client and keep you out of it. Rock, what's up, dude? Do you stay on the call with that team member or no? So yeah, the once a month, I'm just gonna think you're mentioning the once a month team calls that I go on with our client. Let me know if that's true or not, or even in the introduction phase when I'm bringing a new team member in. Yeah, Juan, what's up, dude? Great question. I'll answer that in just a second. Favorite lead gen method? That's a super question. So Rock, yeah. So if I'm in the monthly calls with our clients, and like Rock, Kimberly, she works at our agency. If she's got a client that she's working with, because Kimberly manages all of the Done For You agency with our surgeons that we help with their marketing and stuff like that. I will stay on that call from start to finish once a month. All right, that's a call with Chris and Kimberly. If there's something that comes up middle of the month and they just need my voice in on that topic, which doesn't happen very often, but if that happens, then I'll usually jump in for the first 5-10 minutes of the call, and then I'll be like, hey guys, if we got everything y'all need from me, I'm gonna go ahead and jump out and take care of that project. And I'll usually joke, y'all don't want me on the clock anyway, I'm too expensive, Kimberly's got you covered. Is there anything else I can do? And then I bail out of the call, Rock, because your time is so important, as you know. Good question. Let's see. Mr. Ivan there. Yes. Okay. I think, what's your favorite lead gen method? Here's the philosophy and the methodology behind lead gen. We automate the organic. Okay. So anywhere that we're connecting to clients, if it's referrals, like meaning we're literally jumping on a Zoom call and asking for referrals, or if it's, which we did last week with a client, and we got 21 amazing referrals from this amazing client. She was so kind. That's amazing, right? That, if we're doing referrals, we follow that path, organic. If it's through Facebook and we're in somebody else's group, or if it's through podcast and we're getting on a bunch of other podcasts, or we're getting to tell our story on a podcast, if it's through LinkedIn, Instagram, whatever works for you, wherever you naturally find people and that relationship naturally builds, follow that. I'll get specific in a second on what I like to do personally, but I just want to say initially, don't do what I do or what someone else does. If you've had a pattern and you've seen, hey, I've gotten several clients from this over here, then do this over here. Just because another expert that you follow does this over here, that's working for them. So kind of heads up there. I actually love doing interviews. I love podcasts. I love all the virtual summits that are going on right now. We have a bunch of people that we lean in on that. Our team members constantly send out requests for me to be on somebody else's podcast who's in a market that we would relate to. I also love the referral process, a very specific structured way to ask and follow a script, definitely for getting referrals. Asking specifically, I'm looking for these new people to join our agency. Do you know anybody like that? We have 2 or 3 openings we could take right now, that kind of conversation. And I love Facebook groups. I really do. I love the relationships that Facebook allows us to build because it's a very relational platform. I know we all have our love-hate relationship with Facebook, but ultimately they've done a great job putting people together and helping us build relationships. I'm not a huge fan of LinkedIn because it's a little bit drier than Facebook, but I love that it's so connecting. You can find people. It's just a little drier. And Instagram we've dabbled with, and a little bit of TikTok, but my markets are typically not buying in TikTok and Instagram space. They're definitely more in the LinkedIn and Facebook space. So for me, I just prefer Facebook over LinkedIn, but it's totally a preference. Both work great. Good question there. Okay, Rock. So the clients know me, and I want my sales guy to sell them. So what I've been doing is, let's jump on a call with Justin, our lead consultant. Yeah, that's awesome. Then you say, Rock, let's see here. Then I say, stay on the call first, just so they can, during the discovery. Yeah, awesome. I do the same thing, Rock, perfect. The only thing I would add there, and you're probably already doing this, but just so everybody else can hear it, is I just really sell, in your case, Justin, or in my case, somebody else on my team, I sell their skill set. I'm like their PR agent. So I'm really building them up so that it's honest and accurate, but that the client can oh, I see this person and they're trustworthy and I can lean in on their expertise. So yeah. Noelle, I just